Hello, everybody. Edre here, and for anybody new here, I make casual reviews, and they are just my opinion. So take everything I say with a tremendous grain of salt. And today, I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Foo Fighters album, Medicine at Midnight. A bit of background here. Do I really need to introduce Foo Fighters? Is it really necessary? You clicked on this video, I'm sure you know, so I might just skip forward to the review. But yeah, Foo Fighters, post-grunge legends, contemporary rock icons, Dave Grohl, Everlong. Do I really have anything else to say other than the fact that they haven't really put anything out that's that good in 20 years? Other than that, let's just get right into this. Musically, this is a Foo Fighters album. I don't know how else to put it. I went into this a little more optimistic. I was hoping to find more out of it that I was going to enjoy. And, because some of the stuff leading up to it I did like. For example, the track Shame, Shame, I think was one of the most sonically intriguing Foo Fighters singles I have heard in a long time, with some interesting grooves. Overall, just an interesting sound, and I was hoping they would continue throughout the entire album. I was a little too optimistic. This album starts off with Making a Fire and the aforementioned Shame, Shame. And they are honestly some of the most sonically intriguing on this album, which is a little disappointing. I always get a little disappointed when you start off an album with your best songs. Kind of sucks, because then everything after this is going to be downhill, and I don't want it to be downhill. And while I'm at it, everybody say hi to my dog Dottie, who decided to join me in today's review. Great. I love little Booyah. She always likes to hang out with me. Back to the review. Either way, though, I do think that the first song on here was relatively interesting. A relatively good arrangement here. Solid groove once again. However, the opening track, once again, just kills me as a listener when it goes to the chorus, because what happens is it morphs into your stereotypical Foo Fighters post-grunge sort of anthem, and it just kind of kills the vibe of the song. There's also this kind of like na 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 part as well in sort of the pre-chorus, which also just hurts my ears a little bit, and it just kind of it kind of makes me sad. However, I will say, the later on into this album, the only other track that really stands out to me as being genuinely good is Medicine at Midnight. I thought it was a bit more low-key, a bit more just laid back, kind of what I want to hear from them right now. Overall, I've heard much better, but it was definitely one of the better ones on this album. It's just, at the end of the day, this is going to be probably a shorter review, because much of this album is just pop, rock, post-grunge filler anthems that are just forgettable, like Cloud Spotter, Waiting on a War, No Son of Mine, Holding Poison. They all sound like they could be from any Foo Fighters over the last 20 years, and it's just the sound of a post-grunge band gone super mainstream pop rock, trying to force an edge onto their music to try to make it seem like they are still a very relevant and, groundbreaking band, which I hate to break it to you, but they aren't. It's not unbearable. It's just average. This is just kind of your average rock. I don't know how else to put it. There's nothing real interesting here going on. That's about it. I do think the song Chasing Birds might take the cake for being one of the worst songs on here, one of the least interesting at least. It is just a very standard pop rock ballad with no substance to it at all. Dave Grohl sounds about as bored out of his mind as imaginable, and it just really did not grab my attention. Production-wise, this sounds like any, once again, standard rock album that you would hear in the mainstream. So, overall, Medicine for Midnight, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either. I thought it was a relatively average album, but I do think there was more bad moments on here than there were good. So I've left feeling more negative than I have positive. However, I don't hate this thing. I don't think it's a major disappointment, because I don't know really what I was expecting. At the end of the day, I have to I'm giving this new Foo Fighters album, Medicine at Midnight, a frightful 4 out of 10. Anybody new here needs to know anything above a 5 is good, anything below a 5 is negative. So a 4 out of 10 is just below average. It's not horrible, not the worst thing I've ever heard. It's pretty average, but it is more bad than it is good in my opinion. And just remember, this is all my opinion, so don't take anything too seriously. Take it all with a massive grain of salt. That being said, that is it for now. Foo Fighters, Medicine at Midnight, Frightful, 4 out of 10.